You know, we're here on the last day of this session. Republicans have decided to skip town. But what this debt ceiling debate really is about is the fact that they have run up a bill, Republicans have run up a bill that they now do not want to pay. They have run up this bill with extremely excessive military spending, with extraordinary tax cuts for the wealthiest people in this country. And now when it comes down to time to pay for this bill, they do not want to pay it.
We got a winner.
Today, both sides are not the same. Republicans put forth their best.
The members are reminded to abide by decorum of the House. The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
And while Democrats, they put forth representatives like,
this is a default crisis that is manufactured MAGA madness. It is repugnant, reckless, and reprehensible. It's unacceptable, it's unconscionable, and it's un-American. And that's why House Democrats have remained on the House floor fighting hard for everyday Americans.
You know, we're here on the last day of this session. Republicans have decided to skip town. But what this debt ceiling debate really is about is the fact that they have run up a bill, Republicans have run up a bill that they now do not want to pay. They have run up this bill with extremely excessive military spending. They have run up this bill with extraordinary tax cuts for the wealthiest people in this country. And now when it comes down to time to pay for this bill, they do not want to pay it. And not only that, but they are accusing Democrats of saying we spend too much. For anyone that wants to entertain that thought, I ask you to think about the last time a person has said in this country that the government does too much for them, that their Social Security check was too high, that teachers are paid too much. When was the last time anyone has heard or seen that?
Almost time's expired.
Thank you.
right now what I've noticed is that there is a distinct problem in the media in regards to the debt ceiling narrative. And that's why what AOC said here and on CNN recently is so important.
Point here, our reporting is that Republicans have essentially ruled out tax increases. They've also ruled out defense cuts. Are you comfortable with the Biden administration coming to an agreement if those are part of the terms?
You know, I think one of the things that is indicated by the information that you just shared is that for all this talk about negotiations, Republicans are not negotiating at all. They, in fact, Republican Matt Gaetz expressed in a party meeting today that this is, in fact, a hostage situation. And I want to be clear about what the Republican Party is taking hostage. It is not Democrats. It is the entire U.S. economy. And for them to have this situation and try to use an unprecedented move of taking the entire U.S. economy hostage in order to secure cuts to veterans' health care, to Medicare, Medicaid potentially, or just threaten all of those services in the event of a default is unprecedented. It is extreme, and it is not acceptable.
But
because Republicans are simply holding the American people hostage over something that they had no issue raising 3 times under Trump, 8 times under Bush, and countless times under Reagan. But all of a sudden, now it's an issue.
I'm Greg Casada. I'm a brand new member of Congress representing Texas, and I'm standing over here on the Republican side of the aisle, not because I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat, but I want the American people to see that there isn't any Republicans in the seats here behind me on the eve of our default. Where are the Republicans? This is not a simple political disagreement. This is a dire crisis being imposed on the working people of America. The American people could lose millions of jobs. You could lose your house. Your kids could lose their job. People can lose their savings, and they aren't even here. They want to burn the house down and blame the firefighters for the flames. They're listening to Donald Trump, who's saying, do a default. That is shameful. It is dangerous. There's no patriotism in this. There's no morality in this. And we just need 5 Republicans to sign on to the discharge petition with us to save the American people. We need the American people to speak up about why the Republicans are not in these empty chairs. The American people can save us. The Democrats are aligned and ready to avoid a default and make sure that billionaires pay their fair share and folks aren't kicked off their health care or deprived of food. Thank you.
And it's so frustrating when reporters take answers like this.
So it's not my fault that the Democrats today have become so extreme, so far to the socialist wing, that they are now opposed to work requirements. But if AOC and Bernie Sanders is going to run their party, that's not my fault. It is not my fault they won't take action. It is not my fault that the president would not meet with me for 97 days. I'm sorry. It is not my fault that the Democrats cannot give up on their spending. So don't blame me for reaching out to the Democrats, for begging the president to meet with me or trying to find it. And don't blame us, Republicans, when we put a reasonable bill together that we actually took Democrats' ideas. So when we...
Without pushback, and then simply echo them to Democrats, expecting them to respond. Which is why I'm so happy to see people like AOC and Representative Jayapal pushing back, just as Biden did.
But you're willing to tank it if it's not?
They are willing to tank it. Sorry. That is exactly the problem, is when the media reports this as not their fault. And I'm just going to say, I know so many of you, I have so much respect for what you do, but let's tell the truth here. We are not tanking anything. The debt ceiling has been raised because we have an appropriations process, and during the appropriations process, the budget process, we negotiate. The Republicans can try to get whatever they can there, but then we agree. No, this is important. The American people should hear this. Then we agree on spending. Republicans agree, Democrats agree. We decide, we appropriate money based on what Congress has passed. Legislation that we pass in this body. That is democracy. And then, when it's time, the debt ceiling is raised to accommodate what we have already passed, Republicans and Democrats, in a democratic process.
Hey, Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram, @MeidasTouch, to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.